Listen, if you feel stuck and you're not hitting your financial goals, I don't want anything or anyone to make you feel better about it. I want you to get fired up about changing it. Oh, why did I read this book? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Debt Free D, and I'll explain the intro later. This book, Chris Hogan's Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too, is, yes, it is the truths of the largest study of millionaires, 10,000 millionaires, and is just greatness. Oh, this book. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my favorite tips and tricks, best practices, and all from this book. Okay, so you can pick up this book at www.chrishogan360.com. In the description, I'll provide Amazon links for this book, Everyday Millionaires, one of his other books, Retire Inspired, and Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, in case you haven't read it. I also check my local library and they have this book, so you may want to check there too. There are a lot of options. There are a couple of resources on his website that I think are really helpful. One is a net worth calculator. If you're unsure what your net worth is, you can go out to chrishogan360.com and calculate your net worth, as well as a retirement IQ test, which gives you a plan for how much money you'll have in your retirement. And it kind of gives you an idea of exactly what you'll need to do to meet what your goal is for retiring. So you'll want to go check that out as well. And before we move on, if you're one of my beloved subscribers, you know how much I appreciate you. If you are not one of my subscribers, please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button below. So first off, I just want to talk about how lovely this book is physically. Look at it. So Mr. Hogan himself is on the book cover. It has this, it's like a matte feel to it. So it's like an easy grab. And then it's a dark navy lettering and orange. And then some of this lettering is raised and glossy, and that's so nice. And then of course on the back, it says the largest study of millionaires ever, in case you forgot. And then some like small paragraphs from the millionaires themselves. I thought that was really cool. So I'm going to take this cover off and show you the rest of the cover. So on the inside, it says here, if you think you could never become a millionaire, think again. And then there is some information there. And then on this one, I don't know why this brought me so much joy, but it is a picture of Chris Hogan, and it's like a photo quality picture, which, you know, we don't get to feel as much in this day and age. And it's a really great glossy picture of him. I mean, it's just really nice. If I wanted to cut this out and put it on my vision board or something, it would be so easy to do. Unfortunately, I was reading the book in the restroom and my cover went into the sink. And so mine got a little warbled. So yours won't look crazy curly on the end, but mine happened too. But still, I mean, it's just such a lovely picture. It's just so nice. I just love that. But then to the book itself. The book itself is orange. I just think that's really cool. I don't know why, but on the spine of the book, you'll see, and sorry, let me see if I can get the lighting right here. On the spine of the book, you can see Chris Hogan, Everyday Millionaires, and then the Ramsey Solutions or Ramsey Press symbol there. And it's all in this silver foil, which is so nice. And then look at this, y'all. You can do this. You can do this on the front of the book. So, I mean, I just want to call out and give big props to the design team for their attention to detail. Now on to the inside of the book, the actual content of the book. So Chris Hogan spends a lot of time at the beginning dispelling myths. Oh, you think millionaires came from? Nope. Oh, millionaires got all their money where? Oh, you think a millionaire is a? Nah. I love that. He went through and dispelled myths right off the bat. So if you think that is going to stop you from becoming an everyday millionaire, he went ahead and let you know that is not the truth. That is not where millionaires come from. The majority of everyday millionaires come from, and this is the truth. And I love that. And if you're wondering, are there testimonials? Of course, if you've read Total Money Makeover, the testimonials may be one of your favorite things. It's one of my favorite things. And I'm telling you, the testimonials in this book had me like, what? When I read them, I would read these testimonials and you would hear where these families, the family dynamic and where, like the beginnings of life for some of these millionaires, and be floored that they're millionaires. Honestly, it just had me mind boggled that they came from such situations, determined in their mind, did the work over the long term, and are millionaires now. I think you'll really like that. So my first favorite tip from this book is around consistency, patience, budgeting. I like that right off the bat. He lets you know that this is a long-term situation here. Some people think, oh, in 5 years, by the time I'm 40, by the time I'm this, building true wealth takes a long time. And so if you think it's going to happen in less than decades, you may want to restructure that. You may want to plan better. You might want to just rethink that. And I like that expectation is immediately addressed. And so it's going to take a long term in most cases. You can use your short-term goals to build up to that point, but in a lot of cases, it's going to take a while. And so the consistency of contributing to your future, the patience that you're going to need, budgeting, still couponing, all of that stuff these millionaires are still doing. It's something that they did to become a millionaire, but there are practices that they are still doing to stay millionaires. So get used to it. Get used to seeing your money grow slowly. Before I move on to my second point, I want to mention something that I didn't quite care for in this book. So as I started reading through the book and noticing like certain things were being said over and over and over and over, the repetition kind of got to me a little bit. And so I sat down, I thought, like, why are they repeating so many things? Like, I would pride myself as a pretty avid reader, and I really wanted to get to the story of things. And it dawned on me. Chris Hogan is a parent. He's a dad of 3 boys. Now, I'm not trying to say anything about boys, but I have nephews. And I'm just saying, parenting as a whole, you probably will need to repeat yourself. Also, he is a coach. He was an assistant coach. So there you have it. In order to train, sometimes you have to say the same things over and over. He's a motivator, and he prides himself as a cheerleader along our journey. So once I understood that about him, I really almost kind of thought that the repetition was endearing. He really wants us to get this. He really wants us to understand that we can do it too. We can be millionaires. Anyone can be. So now on to my second tip, which is just another one of those mind-boggling tips. And I want to find it in the book. It's on page 21, and it says, according to our research, most millionaires are first-generation rich. So that means they didn't get an inheritance from mom and dad, rich aunts and uncles, the first generation, the first in their family to be rich. Is that you? Is it me? Like, can we be first generation rich? I mean, they studied over 10,000 millionaires, and most of them were first generation rich. That goes to show you, no matter the dynamic of what your parents had or didn't have, how you grew up, what opportunities were given to you before, now you have the opportunity to be first generation rich. That's so cool. And then my third and final point is something that both made me super excited and a little frustrated. And it is on page 41. Truth. 79% of millionaires reached millionaire status through their employer-sponsored retirement plan. So if you saw my How I Paid Off $20,000 in 10 months video, you know that I stopped contributing to my 401k to get out of debt. Now, I'm still okay with that decision, though every once in a while I get heartburn by it. This book reminded me, I gotta get back to contributing to my 401k through my employer. 79%, folks, 79% of millionaires reach millionaire status through their employer-sponsored retirement plan. Low and slow, the slow grow of contributing to your 401k is the key, y'all. So if you're contributing to your 401k, whether or not there's a match, way to go. If you're not yet, you may want to consider it. 79% of 10,000 millionaires studied contribute to their employer-sponsored plan. So another just great attribute in this book is on page 199. He talks about how to invest, and it's one of the best, simplest layouts of how to invest that I've ever read. It just makes so much sense. Again, I was a little frustrated because I'm not investing right now, at least in my 401k. But at the same time, I was just like, oh, well, as soon as I'm ready, I know exactly what to do. And then there is an example on page 196, it is, of compound interest that will blow your mind. It's great. In summation, these are just 3 of my favorite tips from this book. There are so many statistics, data. There are millionaire do's, millionaire don'ts in this book. It's great. Those are just 3 of my favorites, but there's so many in this book. I definitely suggest you get it. If you're working those baby steps, he pulls in every baby step and how each of those baby steps is leading you on the journey to becoming a millionaire. So even if you're back in baby step 1, or if you're wherever you are in the baby steps, it's almost like a stream leading you to becoming a millionaire. And that's really cool and very encouraging. So get the book. It's a practical book. I think it's well written. It's just great. Once you read it, you'll see why chapter 8 is my favorite. So let me know, have you read this book yet? What do you think about it? Are you on the path to become a millionaire? What steps are you taking? I would love to know. So make sure to comment below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and feel free to share this video if you think someone could benefit from this info. And of course, if you are not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching. I love reading. I love books so much.